Do we know the maps yet?
I'm not sure. They haven't picked yet. I haven't asked you either.
Welcome, early birds, to the golden and maybe is that from cast?
Hi, I'm here.
Are you gonna talk though?
Possibly.
Do you see something interesting?
Yeah. We can provide filler content in between rounds while we wait.
For Godar and Albatrossi.
Yeah, this is a pretty big deal match too. Albatrossi has been messaging me for weeks, declaring their intention to play in the Premier Division. And I've been kind of skeptical because of past results, but they have they've kind of formed a new team from old members of what is it, Quaxi. They picked up some members of old Godar, and even have a Sonoman player from what they said, and I'm pretty excited to see how they do.
Sonoman player.
Yeah, I think maybe an ex-commander, an ex-field player.
Oh, yeah, an old commander from Sonoman.
Yeah.
I don't remember what their name is.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited to see this match, particularly with Godar, because I've been hearing that they're pretty evenly matched.
Godar's been struggling a little bit recently with their roster changes. They lost their commander, Ieros, and one of their best skulks, Alcalde, to Imagine. And Raylo left just before the World Cup Championships, and Raylo is on Albatrossi now.
What happened to Skugan? Did he quit, or did he retire, or move to another team?
Skugan got disinterested in the game.
Nah.
For the most part.
Well, he's had enough achievements under his belt for NS2. I figured after that many, you'd be kind of uninterested too, maybe.
Yeah, he went to the first two events with Archaea, and he wasn't at the European Open, was he? I think he was between teams at that time.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was last summer, and
yeah,
I don't quite remember.
But he also went to the first World Championship, so he went to 3 out of the 4 live events. And the only not the only player to have done so, because Tane's been at all of them, I think.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And Ray and Eagle Eye have both been at all of them.
Ray has? I know Eagle Eye has, but Ray too?
Ray was on Archaea, yeah.
Oh, was he? Right. Yeah. Gosh, it's been so long since like Archaea has been like on the scene that I kind of forget like even their lineup, other than like Fana and Tane.
It's Fana, Scram, Tane, Skugan, Eagle Eye Ray.
Okay.
Is that 6 or 7? That's 6.
Because yeah. Because even today I was thinking like, where did Ray come from even before?
Korea.
Yeah.
That's the 7th. It's interesting that like, it's probably mostly because NS2 is kind of like a casual competitive game. It's not like one of those hardcore ones where you make money, but every team has at least 7 players. Like there's no team I can think of that only has 6 people on the roster. And that's mostly because scheduling concerns. You can't like sacrifice. You're not really getting anything out of sacrificing like work play
Right.
these games. Whereas if you're in a game, like there's a CS:GO tournament going on right now for a $250,000 prize, you're gonna trim your fat down and be only the number of players that you need.
Right.
Mendes asked how the map picking works.
Godar gets to pick the first map, any map that they want in the rotation. We play 2 rounds, and then Albatrossi gets to pick the next map, and we play 2 rounds.
And then how does the side work? It doesn't really matter because they play both.
Doesn't matter, right?
It has some psychological reasonings behind it.
Well, Godar already joined Marines, so let's let them play Marines.
Alright. A real in-depth. Let's just stick with this. This game is so pretty on high settings.
Yeah, this game is amazing when you can turn up all the graphics, but it's hardly playable on the field.
I don't know. Maybe I can start turning them up because I'm getting 130 in hub.
Okay, but you play at a lower resolution too, right? Like 1400 by 19, not by 900 or
1280 by 720.
Okay.
People look at me like I'm weird. Look at that. Look at Warehouse. It's so pretty. I'm anticipating some good games.
I think so too. I am sort of hoping that it won't be like a complete 4-0 by either team. Just to see some interesting matches before the season starts.
And
Well,
here we
looks
go.
like we're ready to go.
The fastest game start I've ever seen in NS2.
I don't know, this match was supposed to start 15 minutes ago.
But after we got the info, my stream's only been on for 8 minutes.
That's true.
So we got Godar on Marines starting up in Warehouse, Albatrossi on Aliens starting in the south at Shipping. Instant double cyst. It's not something you see a whole lot of anymore.
Looks like Godar dropped a second IP quickly too.
2 Marines in hub, Valcom Bitey. Sammy G pushing up repair against the 2 Skulks. It looks like Godar's going to go for a little bit of light pressure with a safe cap on the near side. Bulbasaur and Kesesa are just waiting, expecting somebody to come to elevator, but that's not going to happen. Bitey goes for the cyst, not knowing that Bull goes around the corner and gets taken out. Val cleans him up and pushes in to cut that cyst chain again. Kesesa is just stalking this platform RT, waiting for Noskio to come help out. Good shooting by Bitey, picking off Fulgo on the ambush. Hopefully you get meds before... Nope. A gorge tunnel in mezzanine. This is something I have not seen before from a south tunnel or shipping spawn.
That's pretty aggressive considering they haven't had a tunnel at their base yet.
That's really aggressive. It must be for the infestation. I wouldn't be surprised if they drop a shade and a crag up here and just make it really hard to take. The idea behind this tunnel is going to be to cut off the marine expansion from a warehouse spawn. Like your safe res is that server side. It gives you 3 RTs for holding only 2 points. And it's really easy to get the gorge back out, because all you have to do is clear this hub lane. they're in danger now with only Nasku on the whip and a Crag.
Oh, this Gorge is gonna need some help up here soon.
Oh, Bitey. Oh, Bitey got stuck. Oh gosh. Fogo's coming to help. That whip does work. Oh, Rayla making this mistake just diving in. Nasku's gonna get out and try to make it to the tunnel, but Ult is here to pick him up. That's Gorge down. So this PvE up in Mezzanine is going to be pretty easy to clear out. Meanwhile, logistics went down and observation just went up. So the aliens are only on 2 harvesters. Their lurks will come up at about the 4-minute mark.
When Fogo clears out Mezzanine, saving that Gorge Tunnel and the whip.
Egg spawns. That's really expensive. Rayla's lurking right now. Mendas should be able to get at least the whip down. And Ulti's working on this observation RT, and it's going to have to draw the lurk here. Bulbasaur is lurking as well. I believe that's ups? I'm not sure.
No, I think it's a new member on their team, or someone who changed their name. But I don't think Zups is part of this team.
Base Gorge Tunnel is up.
But they're gonna lose the Gorge Tunnel and Mezzanine right here if the Marines just dump on it.
Oh, it's so low. They got it down to like 10% or something. This is a really dangerous place to fight for the alert. So low, so close. Falcon Bitey break line of sight a little bit here. Volty comes in just in time to get the pick with the shotgun. That's the Gorge down. And that's almost guaranteed to lose this tunnel now. So Nasco had regorged and dropped the base tunnel. I was trying to figure out whether or not it was a gorge egg or just a regorge.
I think it was a regorge.
Yeah. Though the
Well,
res works out with the regorge.
Yeah, and while all that was happening, Ulti did manage to take out Comp RT also.
The observation RT.
Yep.
So the aliens are still only on 2 harvester, even though they have 2 growing. The next step for the Marines is going to be to get in and break this ET expansion while having like a solo pressure going on logistics. Armor 1, weapons 1, shotguns. Weapons 2 started, so they're going to go upgrades over phase tech.
I think the main problem with that aggressive Gorge Tunnel was they had to devote so much of their forces just to defend it. They haven't been able to take out any of the Marine res.
That's a very good point. There's 0 RTs killed for the aliens right now. Kisesa just got through to start working on platform. And Nasku is working on repair. Ulti crouching around with that shotgun. Raylo going straight to base.
Command station under attack.
All he succeeds in doing is pulling 1 Marine back to build that observatory. It doesn't really accomplish anything. In fact, it's probably worse for the aliens to have this observatory up. The first Marine extractor dies at 7 minutes and 10 seconds. pretty good engagement by the aliens there, with Raylo baiting the bullets out, so the skulks can come in relatively safely.
Yeah, it looks like they'll save that observation RT with probably less than 10% health on it. The Marines probably can just go back there and just take it out anyways.
It's gonna be really close. 6%. That's like 300 health. It's less than LMG clip. Phase deck is finished. Weapons 3 is going. They're going to be on 3-1 with gates. This is a mistake to push everything up here into this base hit. You do get the observatory, but you're not really going to win here, especially when the lurk isn't up there with them.
Yeah, these two Marines should be able to hold off these skulks.
And maybe you'll lose another IP. Maybe. But on 7 RTs, it's not such a huge deal.
Oh, he saves it.
The better move would have been to have the one skulk shoot the obs. You probably would have gotten the obs, and you could have taken out ore and probably platform too. Sammy having some fun in the alien hive.
They're probably gonna lose this logistics RT2 off of this. Oh, but ulti backs out.
That's a good move by ulti. It's a pretty hard room to defend against lurk spikes with a... Ouch! Raylo down. Right as fades come up. Good shooting by ulti.
And he's gonna get this RT2.
Casesa trying to kill nodes, but at the 10-minute mark we only have 3 RTs killed.
Yeah, I think that early mezzanine tunnel was just too aggressive, and they weren't able to hold it even with all that devotion.
If they had gotten it up and gotten that tunnel up, it would have been great, because that gives you can skip all of these choke points to be able to hit the RTs, and it probably nets you the mezzanine RT as well.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't get it up, like, if they push it that hard, you need to not try to fight for it. Because you need to get that res down early, especially in Tram where you have all these RTs on the north side. Ulti and Sammy take down the logistics RT. Go ahead.
I was gonna say they were probably gonna try to establish a phase gate in logistics, and just as I said that, they drop one there.
Yeah, I guarantee this is gonna be for arcs. There's almost nothing, no other choice for you to make on 7 RTs. Although
Yeah,
you are up against 1 fade, you're not gonna run into Onos anytime soon. You already killed the lurks, you could probably just walk in with shotguns. Fogo with the 2K, saving Sammy's life. I gotta say, I've been really impressed with Ulti's play. He's a very strong pickup for Godar.
Yeah, he's been making a lot of smart decisions.
Looks like they're gonna go for this hub gate, and they're gonna lose their base harvester off of this probably. Oh, that's a base hit. This is something you just don't do.
Yeah, especially with phase gates up. There's not much they can really accomplish here.
Run through the entire Marine team. This is actually going to be kind of close. You should drop another chair just for safety. There we go.
Probably lose the fade here too.
Damn. That should be GG called. There we go. So Godar's going in, 1 up. To the viewers that are having issues with Twitch, there's a huge CSGO tournament going on, which is probably contributing a little bit, plus the usual League of Legends congestion. Also streaming at 3500 bitrate, which might be a little bit too high for some people. I'm gonna try to turn it down for future streams, but I really like the crispness of the quality of the stream as it is right now.
What's the prize money for like those CS:GO tournaments? I know like those Dota tournaments can get into the millions, but
The one right now is $250,000 grand prize.
wow.
I'm not
Wow.
not sure what the second and third place prizes are.
And how many players usually play on a team at one time?
5. It's 5v5.
Oh wow.
And usually you'll only have those 5 players.
Wow, that's a cool 50 grand per person.
Yeah.
Now, can you imagine if there is a World Championships next year or end of this year, if we could raise that much money somehow?
Jesus, I would not have a job for longer so I could play. That would be pretty cool.
That would be so awesome. You would see people from like other games, I think, try out.
This game is so different from the other games though. It's hard to imagine someone like a team from Counter-Strike coming in and just being good, because it's not just the aim and it's not just like the medium of map positioning that you have in Counter-Strike. Here we go. Same spawns with the same team. Albatrossi Tower building an arms lab here in shipping spawn. Against Godar's warehouse start, instant assists to ore, and which is probably going to mean a platform to mezzanine tunnel. Buddy's up there dropping the tunnel right now. To push straight up to ore. This is kind of surprising against a warehouse start. Usually you press up the server side against a warehouse start. But maybe they just want to make sure they deny this RT. They've got 4 guys set up for this hub hit whenever they choose to take it. Here they go. And 2 Marines pushing into the hive. Going for eggs. Not quite the choice I would make. You have nobody dead. Why are you spawning eggs, Chrissy?
Yeah, if I were gonna send 2 Marines in there, I would probably have tried to pick like the bassist or something.
Oh, that shift would have been a pretty big hit. Although I don't know why he built the shift there if he has a gorge building the nodes.
Right,
That
and he
doesn't
hasn't
make much
even
sense.
selected a shift hive yet either.
So these are pretty safe RTs. Got a whip and a crag at both. Well, no whip in server yet.
It's really interesting to see, for me to see Grissy commanding. I've never actually seen him do it.
He's shaking the rust off. He was a commander for a long time, and
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he's starting to get back into it.
Because I just remember him as being this amazing lurk in the past.
He was a really good lurk, and then I'm not quite sure why he stopped lurking. All of a sudden started fading, and it never really worked out too well. Here's a 3 push into mezzanine against the Valk. Quite easy. Valk getting stuck in that corner there. Ulti trapped in the vent. Still on biomass 1, so we're not going for a lurk egg. 3 guys in server, 1 guy in plat. It's a great time to hit base, but they said they're going to try to clear this group.
Yeah, and I think that's a big mistake. I think you just leave those guys up there, lose the whip, you know, lose the harvester, maybe even the gorge tunnel.
You don't even have to lose all that stuff with the Gorge here. Gorge can just dance around behind the RT and it'll take forever to kill that stuff. Nice play by Mendes and Valk. And they're gonna clear server and save everything except for the 1 crag. That's a really good play by Godar. Armored 1's done, weapons 1 is coming. They had an early observatory, probably because they were
Sammy!
That's an unfortunate loss of a lurk. And an engagement that you really didn't need to win. I was gonna say, I think they built the obs that early because they were pushing so heavily. They did the 3 push with the 1 all the way up north. And that just kind of puts you out of position for the base hit. But if you have the observatory, it's still kind of safe.
Yeah, especially since they didn't research mines right from the start. They kind of really needed that observatory with that much pressure. And again, we have 3 Marines right in server working the gorge tunnel.
Godar now electing to sacrifice the server res to clear the Marine RT. They're going to go for a beacon force here. There it goes.
Easy, I'm not wasting any time with that beacon.
Oh, they're going to save this RT maybe. That's going to be really close with the way the assists grow. That 3 push is coming straight back up to server. I split into a 2-1. Raylo trying to get some damage on ulti here. Fighty working the power down and repair. It's going to be an annoyance for the Marines to recap in there. We have fades in 1 minute. There'll be 7-minute fades. That's gonna be another base hit. Arms lab is still not welded, 66%. Calm is out against a lurk, he has no armor.
Ooh, Calm is dead.
This is really dangerous.
And with another skull coming too, something's going down.
And that's Pierce Kisesa. This might be game over. This is very likely game over. Really good awareness by Godar, recognizing that open lane through that repair side. Valk just buying time against Nasku, and Godar wins.
I think that's the thing with playing a lot of these premier teams. Like, you leave your base open, they'll pounce at the chance.
One guy steps out of position for 1 second and 2 skulks run by and they're in your base. You have to be really vigilant about watching your lanes. I was gonna say I was expecting a Veil pick. It's one of the it's one of the maps where the first couple of engagements basically decide the entire game for both sides.
I'm not sure anyone on the server has admin, so we're gonna have to do a map vote.
Best profile name made a comment in the chat about wishing that you could not live until you had the same spawns for both teams. And I remember hearing some talk about that over the past couple of weeks. Do you want to illuminate a little bit on what's going to happen this weekend for maps like Tram?
Well, for a lot of the maps, well, with the new season coming, there are a lot of rule changes that I wanted to implement. One of them was with the not live circumstances when teams have to, for some reason, restart a round, and because some spawns are more favorable than others. So during like a not live situation, we would just rewind it, or try to get the same spawns as it was before the not live was called. If he means both sides playing on the same spawns or starting at the same spawns at each round, I haven't really thought about that much or really decided either way. But I have decided that for maps like Tram, if it's played twice in the season, one week the Marines will start on the south side, and then the next time Tram is played, the aliens will start on the south side. So it'll give a little bit of variety.
I think that's a pretty good way to do it, because there's always complaints about, oh, we got top spawn, that's why we lost.
Yeah.
And it'll just eliminate some of the complaints.
Yeah, but I think even if you have soft spawn as Marines or aliens, it's not a totally unwinnable situation. It might be a little bit more difficult, but it's not impossible.
So this is Veil, and unless you're completely new to NS2, you know the importance of nanogrid. And I've seen a lot of ways that Marines try to deal with nanogrid, from quick arcs to just letting them sit there and denying all the other res so they only have 3 RTs, to just capping as much as you can before like getting a phase gate in east and arcing it. And I really think the method that you choose has to depend on the opponent that you're playing. Because if a team puts a lot of PvE in nano, then you're going to have to arc to be able to empty it out. If they don't do a whole lot of whips, then you can just kind of like walk in when the aliens are out of position hitting your res or something like that. And it's going to be really interesting, especially to see how Godar deals with it. Because Chrissy's been trying to innovate a little bit and come up with new techniques to deal with these situations.
I think what you said before about how the first few engagements go also play a lot into whether you want to take nano or cap the sides. If you clear a lot of skulks, then it's pretty easy for the Marines just to go in there and cap it and try to hold it. What I'm more curious about is that since Albatrossi has lost 2 of the 4 rounds, possible 4 rounds that they're playing today, how they're going to play on the next 2 rounds.
And at the very least, they have to win these 2 rounds to even have a chance of getting into Premier, correct?
Right.
If they
I know.
won straight out 3-1 or 4-0, then they would just get in.
Right. But, you know, if they lose 3-1 or even lose 0-4, I mean, that kind of weakens their case for making it into the Premier Division. But I know their intention is that if they lose today, they're going to play another match with Imagine tomorrow.
Well, that would be fun to watch too. Second IP dropped right away in control. 3 Marines to Topo, 2 to West, and it looks like we're going to have a 2-2 split with a Gorge Channel from base to Nano. Only 1 Skulk watching Topo, 3 on the west side. There's some really good communication between Buddy and Valk. Buddy biking up just enough to get line of sight with Valk as Valk comes up the stairs. Mendes picking the Skulk in the vent, and they're going to walk straight into Nano. It's going to be close with the respawns coming through the Gorge tunnel, but I think the Marines have the advantage here.
Yeah, it looks like they'll be able to clear all of Nano.
They're also
They'll lose
denying the C12 res.
Yeah. You lose the Gorge tunnel, the Crag, and probably the Whip too.
Good awareness by Grissy that the base rush is going to be coming, pushing everybody out to east to cut that route.
That was a really good call.
And this puts the aliens way behind. Unless they had the harvesters dropped, right? I don't know that they had the harvesters dropped. I think it was just the whips.
They,
and the guy.
yeah, they didn't drop the harvesters yet. They didn't have time.
So Albatrossi is going to be looking for ways to sneak into the base in the next 2 minutes.
Because only 2 minutes have passed and the Marines already on 5, going on 6 RTs.
And applying pressure on cargo, and they delayed the C12 expansion.
Not a very good start for the aliens.
This is a very hard fight to take in cargo with just a Skulk and a Gorge. You need at least 2 Skulks. And here comes the second one from Y Junction. Coming in on the reload, and they clear it up. Arms Lab dropped in base. No mines. They went armory first, no mines. It might be a mistake on Grissy's part. Falcon, Fogo playing cat and mouse on the vent over here. Number 1 started, shotgun's already gone, so they're getting ready for these lurks to come out. Raelo on the power. Nasku's probably going to move in and drop a Gorge tunnel right away. And they're going to lose that Gorge tunnel. Oh, maybe not with the lurk coming through. Oh, buddy, you could have gotten the lurk.
Ooh, that was real dangerous.
Godar's going to be really low on extractors here in a second. As soon as this power goes down. They're making the right move to cap down this left side.
Godar's still not in a terrible position, even although they lost Nano. They'll have their 5th extractor up.
Looking for Valk and Bitey to just hold this system area. And we might see the East Junction guys pushing a Nano behind this lurk. This is a really dangerous spot for Rayla to be in. Ulti with that shotgun.
Oh!
Oh, so close. And this lets them just push into Nano. Although they're electing not to. It's kind of curious. Very expensive fight to take. The lurk spiking you down, draining your meds. I'm really surprised we didn't see them walking in a Nano.
Yeah,
At least
especially
pick out a
since
Crag or something.
right, especially since they sent 2 guys to cargo. You know, the aliens had to deal with one of those.
Gives you that split pressure, you'll clear something. Good on Albatrossi for not giving up when Nano was lost. There's a lot of teams that would have just tried for the base rush a couple of times and then GG'd.
Yeah.
But they're doing pretty decently on res biting. And their Archie's, their own res has been pretty consistent.
Yeah, they'll have fades in about a minute and a half or so. Should be okay.
Body laying random mines around the map. This lurk is going to be in for a surprise when it comes out. Good shooting by Mendez. Party gets focused down by the lurk in the vent and the lurk floating. Rail is forced out. I can pick this Crag off. Then I would just back out a Nano. You gotta know there's gonna be 3 skulks coming out of that tunnel in a second.
And then there's sneaky Valk on the south side of Nano there.
Yeah, he delayed this lurk long enough that the engagement got mistimed. So usually you'd have the lurk come in right as the skulks are coming out of the tunnel, and you can take that fight against the 2 shotgunners. But if it's just the 2 skulk coming out, it's not going to end very well for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like they're going to lose Nano again.
I'm kind of surprised that Grissy hasn't started Phase Gate yet.
He's been kind of low on res with all the meds he's been dropping. It's just started now. And I assume he wanted to keep res for the engagement that was incoming, plus being able to drop the 2 RTs right away. And then, which is, I don't know. You don't really need to drop both at the same time because the Marines are only going to build one of them at a time. He could have started the phase tech and might have been up by now. Casesa, flashing.
Oh!
Sammy landing some good shots there.
But they did clear Nano.
They
Ooh,
may lose
that loss-
cargo off of this. They do lose cargo off of
That loss of a phase is going to be a big deal, especially with them being only on 1 RT now.
this. But the second one growing and just dropped in C12. And these lurks are going to be occupied for at least a minute. Well, one lurk is going to be occupied for a minute and Nano biting those RTs down if Chrissy doesn't sell them. So this is going to be a phase gate push for system with the two shotgunners. And Albatrossi knows this, pulls almost their entire team except for the single skulk on Skylights to deal with it.
These fades and lurks, the single fade and the two lurks are going to have to do some big time work here because it's going to be a long time before anyone else gets the chance to be fade or Onos.
And that should have been a dead fade. A little bit of missed shooting by Valk and Mendas. And some missed med packs by Gersey lead to Gersey's, or Mendas' demise. That engagement was a little mistimed by Kasesa. He went in a little bit too early. Yeah, the two life forms had a longer distance to travel to actually engage, so they should have let in. Nano RTs are still up. All they have to do is get the power back on. Valk's going to cover the phase gate while the rest of the team pushes into Nano. Fogo almost dies again. Really using his health effectively. AKA getting low and not dying. Whitey taking some hits from that whip. This will be a system crush here. And they're just going to get a nano gate instead of trying to save system. I think that's a smart choice.
Yeah, I agree. And then after that, they'll probably try to push into C12 and maybe establish a phase gate in the dome too.
I'm not sure about the dome gate. It seems like Euro teams don't really like phase gates in dome. I don't know why. I think it's more likely they'll keep harassing C12 and get a Y gate if they do get a second phase gate. Otherwise, we'll just see Grisy go for upgrades. Bulbasaur with some pretty good dodging there.
Ulti missing every shotgun blast on him.
Mendes can retrieve the shot here in Dome Hallway, but he's electing to crouch for the lurk instead.
Sammy's gonna book it to try to grab it.
Barely gets it back.
Ooh, and with a fresh hive dropped in cargo, Mendes comes and snipes the drifter. He might even be able to get the hive by himself.
He's gonna hold both lurks in the fade down there. Buddy's coming in to help. It's a great time for Ulti and Sammy to pinch and dome. But they're gonna be building C12 instead. I think we'll see Nasku Gorge here to build this hive again. These lurks are being very, I wouldn't say careless, but they could be a lot more careful. Entering rooms that haven't been checked already, and not really checking their corners very carefully.
And it looks like
It
looks like the Godar is gonna establish a phase gate in dome.
Good calls up front. It's not really a phase gate I like to see in this situation. It's splitting the two hives isn't always a great idea, especially when they have a gorge tunnel. So you have to defend from both locations.
Yeah, I agree. I think once they spotted that second hive and wasn't able to take it down, the Y gate probably would have been better.
EZM out of the hive, working on res with Kisesa. Godar's gonna go down to 3 RTs here. Well, he'll go down to 4. Since Valk's able to save Skylights. Folgo killed by the ambushed marine. Valk and Kesesa both died of mines.
Wow.
Or did Valk?
We've got 3 Marines walking into the pipeline hive right now. They're gonna take care of probably all those shells.
With
They
the
probably
fade
lose
down,
the
they
gorge
can win
tunnel,
right
too.
here. I wouldn't even kill the gorge tunnel. Just kill the hive, take the gorge tunnel to the other hive. Oh, they're gonna kill it.
And they lost the lurk up in control, and they lost both lurks up in control.
Good shooting by my dash.
And it looks like the aliens might be able to hold this. Oh. They did lose every one of the shells. And with 2 RTs, it's going to be a long time before they can get both of those back up.
This is basically GG, unless they can take the phase gate right here. You're gonna see a 4 push straight into pipeline. Oh, maybe it's only going to be 3. That's probably a smart choice with Valk capping and 12, or Overlook rather. Albatrossi is just fighting to stay in this game.
Yeah, and with only 2 res towers, it's going to be hard to keep spawning those eggs.
Not sure why they keep spawning them here. You can spawn them in cargo. And then come in with everybody alive. Or go on the gate and clear the gate and then come. And they're just F4ing it. So that's GG. Good playing by Godar, some really good shooting in there. And some smart decision making too.
Yeah.
But it could have gone the other way if they didn't lose the Kesesa fade. And
Yeah, right from the start.
having only 1 fade on Veil is kind of rough. And you know, we didn't get a chance to talk much about Godar's lineup changes. So they lost Raylo, Alcalde, and Aeros, and they picked up Bitey and Ulti. Sammy's getting some more playing time.
That's a pretty huge lineup change, like for the starters, especially with a commander change.
It is. It really is. And they've taken it's taken a little bit of work for them to get anywhere near fighting for him again, but I think they're starting to get there.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how well they do when the season starts.
I think Duty is coming back as well as a Godar backup player.
Yeah, I've seen him playing with them the last few days.
It's great to see those older players coming back, making their revival tour.
Speaking of coming back from the dead, even teams like Narcolepsy, filled with old DN and all-in players, are coming back from the dead. You know, even though they said they were retiring at the end of the World Cup, World Champion. Yeah,
the qualifiers. That's what they're called.
Everybody comes back. No one can never leave this game.
Everybody fights. Nobody quits. Waiting for Albatrossi's 6th to come back. Not sure where they went. Or who it was. Kesesa, that's who it was.
Yeah. Maybe they assume since they lost 3 already, and it's officially a lost match, he might have just decided to leave. But we have Bane coming in. I'm not sure who that is.
Wax Stream, he's on the roster.
Yeah. And he comes in with a big bad commander badge.
Apparently you can't turn that off.
Really?
Yeah, Griff isn't signed up on Hive. Or his forum account isn't linked on Hive, and he has a commander badge in game.
Oh wow. So if I get it, I can't even opt to change it to like my
Yeah.
3 preferred ones?
I guess so.
Oh wow.
Well, that's just taking one case. I don't know for sure. Bulbasaur F forward. So he's AFK as well.
Mm-hmm.
Albatrossi is ready. We're just waiting on Godar. Expect we'll see some more Gorge Troll use, and I'm kind of anticipating a Lurk Egg drop.
We've been seeing that a lot lately in these premiere matches. Teams trying out kind of new things or revisiting old stuff.
Yeah, the Lurk Egg is something that we saw in the qualifiers from the Australian team.
Mm-hmm.
They used it really well. Jack performed pretty admirably with that Lurk Egg. And now we've been seeing it from a couple of the top teams where they have the Gorge go and drop 1 tunnel and Hydras or 2 tunnels and then take the Lurk Egg. So you're getting that Gorge use without being down a player. Or being down a life form, rather.
Mm-hmm. I'm not 100% sold on it yet, but I won't say that it's a terrible idea either. I still think there's some merit to it, and I'd like to see more of it fleshed out.
Everybody on Godar is moving around. I'm not sure what we're waiting on.
Waiting for Grizzly to get in that hive.
Oh god. That beta mod with the T-Res conversion.
Yeah.
You have 5 Onos at 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I think just a few weeks ago they were trying to revisit that T-Res to P-Res idea too.
Yeah. It's something that Sulik wants to find out a way to make it work, but I can't see any way to do that without entirely revamping the resource system.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is something they want to stay away from, since the game isn't really actively being developed anymore. Go to readying. Albatrossi spawning control. Freaking psychic.
Wow.
Godar setting a pipeline spawn. 2 of the same spawns as last time. Couldn't be more fair, according to theory. Arms Lab power built. Armor 1 started instantly.
Bitey already gorging, heading towards, I'm assuming, Nano. No gorge tunnel at pipe.
It's odd that he gorged in base. If he's just gonna run over there without dropping anything. Three Marines in topo, only one of them is parasited. Well, two of them now. Two Marines pushing out west. Mendaz missing both parasites, taking a little bit of the chip. He's gonna have to go heal at that gorge. And Sammy getting picked as well. This is a little dangerous. This looks to be a 4-man push into Nano. Ulti making a clutch pick. Oh, bitey.
Oh wow, he stays alive. Oh.
Nope. And gets picked off by Fogo. Good shooting by Fogo, but Ulti's gonna be able to take him out. So what does this gorge tunnel loss or gorge loss do? They don't get a second entrance up. They have to drop a second drifter in order to build the Artisan Nano. Unless, I guess they can just use the cargo drifter since that's already done. And that's going to delay the Gorge Egg a little bit because these Gorge Egg, Lurk Egg, if they decide to go that route, which it doesn't look like they're going to. They haven't gotten a second biomass yet. But it's certainly going to delay these two res nodes, which is going to delay the Lurks by about a minute. So they'll come out closer to 4 minutes instead of 3 minutes. Two Marines in system, pinching Ulti's Skulk here. Probably don't need both Marines to do that. It looks like they're going to set up for a nano push. Sammy sneaking through into base, working on the arms lab. He won't be able to get it before the topo guy comes back and saves. But there's 3 in nano. Easy M out of the hive, out of the chair rather, and gets the kill. So their base is pretty safe. Nano looks like it's going to go down. They're going to have Raylo pushing into cargo to harass this RT. This should not be at full maturity yet, so it'll be easy to take out. And Godar is going to have to look for either a way to base rush or a way to clear this nano. With their lurks, with lurk timing.
And Sammy G's already out as a lurk. He's gonna go down to cargo to try to save that node.
I don't know if he should try to take this by himself. Here comes the Skulk to help him out. Oh geez, Sammy.
Mendap's already chipped and had half health. Probably gonna need some more help than just...
Yeah, Ulti's gonna come down here and I'll be able to take them out. That's a very far assist range. That's unfortunate for Raylo. He didn't see the third cyst that was covering the RT. So it'll only go down to about 75% or something. Maybe 65%. Looks like they're going to try to deal with Nano. Cysts keep popping everywhere because of the one Marine. And also the NS2 of it. They were on 7 RTs, they're down to 4 now. About to go down to 3. Some pretty good res fighting by Godar. Sammy's got to be very careful. Barely ekes it out at less than 10 health. This cyst at Pipeline is so annoying because you can't hide it behind the RT at all. All the Marines, every Marine can shoot it from like the doorway.
Yeah, I really wish they would have added more depth to that little RT space, so at least you can hide something behind it.
That's a neat trick by Grisy, moving the shift up just a little bit to echo it to sub, where it's not going to take infestation damage. And And it looks like he's gonna start echoing full health harvesters out.
And just like that, the Marines go from 7 RTs all the way down to 3, just their naturals. And the aliens just getting more and more harvesters out.
That 7 RT, that period that they had 7 RTs though, even though it was like 15 or 20 seconds, it still gets them weapons too and phase tech. They may start shotguns here. That would probably be my choice before you get the gates up. Just because you have to know that fades are going to be coming before those phase gates are established.
Mm-hmm.
Ulti and Sammy keep doing solo engagements. I'm getting chipped a little bit, having to go back and heal. Base is way open through west. I'll Fogel move it over to cover it. But you can see the difference in the whoa, Sammy and Ulti both almost dying in this engagement. You can see kind of the difference between Premier and non-Premier teams, if we consider Albatrossi as like a not Premier team. If you remember on Tram, like they kept just trying to hit the base instead of clearing res. And in this instance, Valk was in Skylights and could have gone to base, but instead he knows where the priority is. He knows they have to kill RTs. So he goes and clears with res instead.
Yeah, I agree. I think that a lot of the teams outside of the Premier division, they kind of sometimes, when they're on the back foot, they feel kind of desperate, and their only option in their minds is just to go to base and try to kill stuff. But usually that's not the best option.
This is going to be a 4-man hive push that Godar doesn't seem coming because they don't know about the phase gate. This could be dangerous. Couple of individual mistakes there with shooting the harvester instead of just getting ready for the skulk coming back. It's already desisted. It will die. You just got to be ready for the lurks coming in, and this probably means the phase gate's gonna die because the 4-man got wiped and the 5th Marine is off in Skylights.
Ooh, but Ulti dies.
I just don't think that's gonna be enough.
Yeah, I don't see how they can hold this.
Even if Sammy were to die there, the phase would have been out in less than a minute.
Oh, but somehow they do hold it and kill the Gorge.
I still don't think it's going to be enough. As
Yeah,
long as
I don't
Sammy
think
doesn't
so
die
either.
right here. And he actually clears it. There are mines on the gate. There's a mine on the power here, which is a pretty good... Sammy might blow it. Oh, he sees it. But the alien expansion just continues on 4 harvesters. And Oscar gets us a present dropped from the heavens. Ulti, he's completely out of ammo. Oh. But he loves killing his power node in Topo. With a healthy therapy, it was probably faster to kill the res node, but it'll be more annoying for them to rebuild it because they have to come with the welder.
Mm-hmm.
Fades are up, Mendas and Volk against the 2 shotguns and the LMG and Nuck. Looks like they're gonna try to clear this. Why are you taking a mine? Oh, Valk missing a couple of swipes, so he gets pushed out. Oscar trying to clear the PvE in whatchamacallit, that place, system. That's the name of it. I blank out sometimes.
As Marines, I don't even know what you can do from this point.
I think you have to switch to a system gate. And try to get your res back up. All you need to do is clear a couple of fades, and then you have to fight one Onos. Actually, you probably don't even have to fight an Onos, because Bitey regorged it a couple of times and dropped another couple of tunnels.
There you go.
I think they were still in this if they could have gotten a system gate up, or maybe like a sub gate, just to be able to press.
Guess
this
to push off from there, yeah.
And Godar wins 4-0. So I guess this means that we're going to see an Albatrossi IM seeding match.
Tomorrow. I forget exactly what time they said, but it'll happen tomorrow, and Albatrossi will give it another shot to get into Premier. And it'll be their final shot because teams only get 2 chances, and tomorrow's the last day to do seeding matches.
Yay. Oh, it's Friday today. I didn't even
Yeah. And then hopefully I'll be able to get the season schedule out by tomorrow night or Sunday. And the season will start next week with their first weeks of games.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope that you watch a lot of games this season. We got some great people casting. That's an assumption I'm making. We're losing Red Dog for most of the season, which is kind of sad. But we should have some other people stepping in to fill his gigantic shoes.
Yeah.
And hopefully this will be a great season.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been really pumped up about it since the World Championships were over and we got back home from Germany. And yeah, we'll try to make it the best season we've ever had.
Alright, thanks for tuning in and see you next time.